Welcome back, minions, to the Lucky Die. Previously, Balance learns more about his situation. Rajak receives much-needed healing, and Zaltanna meets a woman with hooves and horns. With Caden as their boss and a new telepathic link, Carthea revealed herself to be more than meets the eye. How will they react to news that one of their own is royalty? Will they be able to survive Demi's mission? And what new digs will Caden take them to? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die. You guys find yourself in the equipment room where everything is being stored for the various prisoners, and you guys have all your equipment back. In the room, there is Caden sort of by the door, and there is Carthea standing in the middle of the room, who has just announced to Balance that he indeed was the second in line to the throne. And that's where we find ourselves.
And last time I had said that couldn't be right, I was second.
And then she said, yes. You were.
Who could have taken my place? There was no one.
There was, but from my sources, apparently there is another.
Who?
There is a young man. His name is Pintor.
Pintor? I've never heard this name before. Of what house does he belong to?
He's Dathradir.
From who?
She gives you a fairly straightforward stare and says, He was born 4 years after you were thrown in prison. He's your father's son.
Balance looks shocked. I have a brother? He's only a boy.
I guess in the strictest terms, yes. Do you not know of your situation? What people know about you?
No. What are you not telling me?
At this point, Caden kind of coughs quite pronouncedly in the corner and says, I think it would be best if we could probably discuss this outside of the prison. If anyone were to pass to find out who you are.
Yes, you make a point. There might be those that would want to harm me.
There are only two of us here who know who you were. Myself and Lindren. It's why I was assigned to keep an eye on you.
I'm not sure if that should be taken as a compliment or not.
It is what it is. I had hoped to tell you myself, but obviously Carthea being who she is, and he kind of frowns at her. He's been looking at her fairly oddly through the entire exchange, obviously having also seen her being a tiefling and knowing, as the rest of you do, that tieflings here is not a good sign. Yes, perhaps we should discuss this somewhere else. I will have to find somewhere for you to stay.
That might be for the best.
I'm not gonna lock you in, but if you leave, I know where you are. Don't, please. And he kind of frowns a bit and leaves the room. And true to his word, he doesn't lock the door behind him.
Okay.
So, you're a prince.
I would appreciate it if you would not be so vocal about it, but I was.
Oh,
I don't know.
Whatever you say, Your Majesty.
No, please don't do that.
She grins like she knows this is gonna annoy you, and she's really happy to have found out that would annoy you.
For the sake of my life, could you refrain from that? In case you didn't realize, I'm a little bit far from my actual home. There could be those that may have ill intent for me.
Oh, yeah. Political assassins, I get you.
A little bit more than that, but yeah.
Also, you're on the wrong alliance now.
Yes, a very good point. I imagine that Opella would love to get her hands on me.
I don't really know Opella, so maybe.
I don't either, and quite frankly, I'd prefer to keep it that way, considering that just a couple hours ago, she was basically ordering that I was dead.
So the question remains, do you still want me to come with you guys? I mean...
Even more so, I would say. That's me personally. I can attest to these two.
Let's take an insight check on her.
Sure. That's a 6. God damn it.
She smiles at you, but you don't really know why. You have no idea what the intent behind the smile is.
No. I'm very rusty on my my Inquisitor duties. I can't remember how to read people anymore.
Whatever.
I'm gonna go finish up my duties for the day. I mean, I'm gonna need to talk to Lindgren. So.
Oh, right. That's
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Him.
It might just be easier if you put in your 2 minutes notice and just end it at that.
I'll consider it. I'll make something work if you want me with. I mean, I'm really good at researching, and I can speak over half a dozen languages.
And you're like me, which is also very useful. We're going to have a talk about that.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what I can tell you. I'm only really a novice, an adept, really. I'm not particularly powerful.
I'm also a little curious about you mentioning your sister having something like I do.
Yeah. But yeah, we should definitely talk. I'm gonna go back to my duties and talk to Lindgren, and then Caden knows where I am, so he'll know how to find me.
Sure, no problem. Just be careful with Lindgren. I imagine a stiff breeze will probably knock him on his ass at this point. And Balance just kind of chuckles.
Okay. Fair enough. I guess I'll maybe see you guys tomorrow. And with that, she turns and leaves. But you do notice that she does look back at Balance as she leaves, and then back towards the kitchens. You guys are left alone in the storage equipment room. What do you want to do?
So, I suppose it's only proper that if we're going to be working together, I introduce myself appropriately. And I tell you this in hopes that you will keep this to yourselves, a secret that you would take to your graves. Balance, in case you haven't guessed, is not my real name.
Oh, I actually hadn't guessed that. I didn't occur to me that you changed your name. God, I wish I thought to do that.
No, you see, I was thrown in here with no name, no title, nothing. I was just thrown in prison. My real name is Lafian of House Dathrodir. My father is Elfar, the general of the elven armies, and my aunt is the queen. Well, last I understood anyways. I don't know what things are like now up there. And apparently I'm now third in line for the throne as opposed to second.
Yeah, I like balance better.
I would appreciate it if you would keep it as balance as well, because I'd prefer not for people to know who I am.
Right, well, you only told me what your real name was like 2 minutes ago, and I already forgot, so.
Even better. Means I don't have to purge it from your memory later.
Something with laugh in it?
What? No. I think you just killed the DM.
The idea that you're just going to start calling him Laugh, it's like, that's perfect.
No, I'd rather... No, please do not.
Oh, yeah, that's happening.
No.
Yeah, he's a laugh, right? It's hilarious.
I will
right.
I will blow your brains out the moment you start calling me by my real name.
All right, Laffy, whatever you say.
No. I'll do it. Which brings me to another point. I should probably tell you what I'm capable of so you actually have an understanding.
Yes, you seem strange now that people are mentioning things about you.
Yes, please, Laffy, tell us what you can do.
I'm hitting Zaltanna with a mind thrust.
Okay, we had the discussion about PvP, so we are going to have it now.
Did we?
Generally, the way your
forgot.
abilities work. What do you, can you link it in the roll 20 so I can
I did.
see what the fuck is going on? Okay.
I stick to my
Zaltanna,
word.
Zaltanna, you need to make a DC 13 intelligence saving throw.
That's not going to happen, but let's try. 2.
Wow.
Okay. Do you want to tell her what that feels like?
That feels like me taking a mental dagger and stabbing it in your brain.
So basically like what I'm experiencing in real life right now. I can act that perfectly.
Yeah. And you will take 3 points of psychic damage. Sorry, 6 points of psychic damage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to tone it down as if I'm pulling my punches, so to speak.
It's up to you. Are you pulling your punch?
I would say so, because I'm just trying to make a point.
Okay, then yes, you only take 3 points of psychic damage.
Cool. What the fuck?
I told you, this is not a joking matter, and I take things like this very seriously.
Fine. Balance.
Thank you. Which brings me to my next point. The abilities that I have, I'm psychic. In case that wasn't obvious with me just giving you a little tap in the brain there.
Does that mean you can read my mind?
No, I can't physically exert myself in that way, at least not to my knowledge yet. It may be something I might be able to do later on when I've learned more of my powers. There are a few things I can do, though. For one, I can heal.
Okay.
I can also communicate telepathically with other creatures, much like we can now, but I can do it with anybody.
All right.
I can also really hurt people in their minds, in case that wasn't clear.
Wait a minute. Is that why Lindren kept clutching his head?
I don't know what you're talking about. And Balance is clearly like, yeah, it was totally me. But no, I don't know what you're talking about.
If you're psychic, can you tell the future?
No. I don't have that kind of psychic power. That's more something that you would want to consult a divination wizard on.
Well, then, what's the point, really?
Well, I could try to pry every single secret that you hold in your body out of you. I could do things like that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Are you sure? I'm sure you have such wonderful secrets, and I'm dying to know them. Balance is has a very joking face, but there's also a bit of a tone of he could do it, but
nah.
If you're
Thanks,
sure.
though. Balance.
No problem. If you're going to, you know what? I'll give you a nickname as well. What if I call you Zuzu? That sounds perfect to me.
I hate you.
Why? It's a good nickname. I like it.
At this
Oh my
point,
God.
Caden turns back up and he's looking like a man kind of with no options. And he kind of comes back and he says, "Oh, good. Good to see you. To see you all still here.
Yeah, we were just exchanging pleasantries and all.
Yes, I heard lots of laughter. Zuzu.
Yes, Zuzu.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, okay. I've found us some temporary a place to at least house you for the night. It's not a permanent situation. You have to understand. We will have to find somewhere else. But there's no way I can set up on such short notice. You might as well come with me. Stay close. It's pretty dark out. You should be fine to move the streets without too much worry.
We're not meeting up with Lindgren first? I assume that he had a...
No, that's I don't really want him to know where you're going. And to be fair, I don't think he cares.
Okay, I recall he said that he had an assignment or something first, but I guess that's not...
That will be with that rather peculiar sorceress that turned up earlier.
Oh yes, of course. Okay.
Will be. I have an appointment to speak with her tomorrow, and we'll go see her in the morning.
All right.
Cool. Let's go.
Yeah, Rhal stands up and puts his hood on over his head. Looks pretty nervous.
Okay. You guys follow Caden, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys are led through the various corridors back out into the open air. You can see that the high wall all around, and Caden leads you directly to the main entrance, the main break in the wall, and the guards there give you a bit of a once-over, bit of a confused look, but don't say anything, don't make any real comments, and any beginnings of conversations make Caden just needs to silence them with just a glare. And you guys take your first steps outside of the prison, in some case after only a year, some case after an extended time, more than 50 odd years.
Balance just stands there taking in the freedom.
I missed the outside.
You hear Rhal just trying to keep his breathing under control. He's looking around rather nervously every now and then.
Yeah. Caden looks about, and you see he seems to be a bit pensive about going where he needs to go, but he takes a deep breath and he leads you through the streets. The streets I described before are kind of like stone. The buildings around are generally made of rocks and stones. All the doors seem to be closed at this time of night. It has a slight chill to the air. Don't get me wrong, it's warm, but there's still that slight chill. The wind coming off of the mountains. You can see that walking around, even in the darkness, you can see that many of these walls are stained red from the blood rain which came down previously. And he takes you through the streets. He takes you away from the areas that Rhal would have known, to some of the more... He takes you past the well-established houses, the well-established shops. He takes you into some of these back alleys. And after about half an hour, you find that the streets are getting more narrow. The pavements themselves, the roads, the passageways are getting more uneven. And you begin to pass people who are just sleeping out in the open air. And he takes you through some of these passageways, past some of these people, and you find yourselves in a very narrow alleyway where essentially it's one exceptionally big building, and he takes you to the door of one of these single-story big buildings. And as you arrive, you see a woman step out from the door opposite, and she looks over at Caden and she says, "Hello there. You're back rather late." And you notice that she spots the three of you. And she looks over at the three of you and she says, "Oh, guests are we? Seems odd to see you back with guests so many late at this night. What's going on? Who are you? I'm Cassandra." And this little old human lady comes across and she puts her hand out to each of you.
Balance steps up in front of her. "It's a pleasure to meet you, Cassandra. My name is Balance," and he gives her a firm handshake.
"Oh, good strong name. It's been a while since I've met with an elf. What about yourself there? Hello." And she looks down a little bit at Zaltanna.
I'm Zaltanna Thunderheart, and she gives her like a hearty handshake.
"Oh gosh, I only have delicate hands, Zaltanna Thunderheart. I think I've heard of a few Thunderhearts. It's been quite a while. I don't often get Thunderheart dwarfs down here, but nice to meet you. Maybe I knew your father at one point. Maybe not." And then she turns and looks at Rhal, who is he's always his hood up, I assume.
Yes.
She turns and looks at you.
Yeah, he smiles kind of nervously.
"Oh, Are you that Dragonborn that went to prison a year ago?
He shakes his head. Yes.
He shakes his head and says yes.
No, he shakes his head yes and doesn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
So you're nodding.
Yes, I nod.
Nod, thank you. That makes more sense. She spits on the ground in front of you. It's like, that Emil was a really nice lass. You're an animal. You're a murderer. What the hell are you doing here? And then you see Caden step in front. And he said, "Don't. We have an excursion. Just go back inside." And Cassandra again looks over at Rhaljak. It's like, I can't believe you did what you did. People will know that you're here. I can't believe he's letting you in the house like this. Ugh, animal. And again, she spits at the ground at your feet and then just storms back into her house and the door slams behind her.
Yeah, Rhal wipes a little blood from his nose.
Oh. Zaltanna turns and looks at you and is like, the fuck?
Don't worry about it. I told you. Everyone here knows me, knows what I did.
I'm glad they don't know what I did.
But perhaps we should go in. And he puts his hand on the door and then very quickly turns around and says, You're not staying here permanently, and as much as I trust some of you very, very much, this is my family. If you do anything, I will kill you. And you see him put his hand on the pommel of his blade.
All right.
Balance puts his hands up. I wouldn't dream of it. It's not my place to do anything of the sort.
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't hurt your family, don't worry.
Rhal just smiles at him faintly.
Good. I'm just, as much as I trust some of you, I know what others have done. So I have to be careful. It's why I didn't want my work and my family mixing. I have no other choice. Come in. And he opens the door and it swings in. Inside, you see it's essentially a 2-roomed house. The room you're brought into is essentially the living room / kitchen / everything else other than the bedroom. You can see that there are a couple of not matching chairs and table. Not matching chairs, and there's a table. You can see that there is a small counter near the kitchen area, and everything has an air of not being very well kept up, looked after. The curtains you see are kind of like the ones that are up. The beaded curtains are up as well. They seem to be missing some beads, or the various fabrics are kind of particularly threadbare. You can see there's a collection of books just scrawled over in one side. They look like possibly children's books, and a couple of more serious, in-depth books. Most of them relating to some sort of magic, that kind of stuff. And there's a door off to the right, which is partially ajar, and through that you can see the end of a bed.
This is a lovely house you have.
I do what I can. Please come in. I can get some sheets and covers for you. So I can't offer anything better. I'm afraid. Perhaps your cells would have been better furnished. He seems to be kind of embarrassed.
That's quite all right. Is there a fireplace here?
Yeah. There's a like low embers in there at the moment.
Okay. I wouldn't worry about it too much, Caden. I mean, at least for me, as long as there is a decent fire going, I can just sleep in my bedroll near there.
You don't have a bedroll.
I have a bedroll.
Do you have it? Are you an adventures kit?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you have a bedroll.
It's all part of my equipment here.
Cool. There's food in the larder if you want it. Just help yourself. Try not to eat me out of house and home. Okay, well I'm gonna leave you all to it, and I shall see you in the morning. Unless there's anything you want to discuss or ask. Oh, your bracelets. Oh damn. Here, come. And he takes Rhaljak's arm. And he puts his hand over what looks like where there may possibly be a latch on the side of your wrist. And he mutters something very, very quietly. And you see a faint blue glow, and the bracelet kind of pops itself off.
Thank you, Caden.
You're welcome. Zaltanna?
Yeah, please.
Cool. And he does exactly the same thing. You see a slight blue glow and a pop, and it drops to the floor.
And don't forget about me.
And he repeats the process with Balance.
Well, thank you very much. Now I can finally do this. And Balance turns to Rhal and does minor illusion and makes a handlebar mustache appear on his face.
Oh my god.
There, now you're disguised like we were talking about earlier.
Yes. My mustache idea. I'm so happy.
You're welcome.
Rhal doesn't smile at that.
Oh, lighten up, Rhal. I'm trying to cheer you up. This is what friends do, right? I've never really... This is how this works? It's been a while.
Yeah, you're getting there.
You look so good with that mustache.
My daughter, I think, would like you, but Balance, but...
Is she here? I can entertain her. I can do more.
No, I'd rather keep her
Fair.
separate from all of this.
Personal life and work, of course. Here, would you like me to entertain you? I can do all sorts of little illusions.
I'm okay. I've learned a few things in my time too. And he puts his hands together and then pulls them apart, and you can see a series of like small interconnected roses appear in his hands, and then he lets the illusion go.
Oh, I quite like that. You and I are going to have some fun with that sort of thing later. We're going to have an illusion off.
I don't. Well, unless there is anything, I'm going to go rest in the other room with.
No, you can't just leave. Is there someone else here, Caden?
No, it's just me and Tayless.
I'm sorry, who?
Tayless. And if you want it written down, it's Tayless.
And who might that be?
That's my daughter.
Oh, right. You were okay. So we're not allowed. No, okay. Sorry. I'll just be over here then. Do you mind if I peruse your books?
Of course. No problem. Cool. Go for it.
Wonderful.
Okay, then. Do we plan on leaving Falsam sometime soon?
I don't know exactly the extent of whatever Demi is going to ask of us, but I'm expecting that this isn't just located in Falsam itself. I think it's probably it's an apocalypse. It must be global. So
right.
I expect that we will be traveling. I'm sorry for Cassandra.
It's fine. She seems nice. Sometimes I have to judge people by how they treat others instead of how they treat me. I know that this may be asking too much, but and he pulls the letter out of his pocket and hands it to Caden. If there's any way that I could meet with Bogerum, I just want to thank him.
Oh, I can find him. He'd be. The last I know, I saw him a few days where.
Right.
I will find him. It's not too late now. I will go find him now if you don't wish to.
It just sometime before we get too carried away in all this other business. It's no rush. I just wanted to make sure that I thanked him for what he's done, and before we leave and get into all kinds of trouble.
Of course, I once Taylor is back where she needs to be in the morning, then I will go find him.
He smiles.
I mean, you can go find him if you wish. I mean, I know where you are. You cannot really run from me.
No, I don't plan on it. I just don't want to be going back there. At least not alone. He hangs out at work.
Of course,
more
yes.
often than not. So
I understand you going back there wouldn't be a good idea. So of course, I'll do what I can.
Thank you.
And if there's nothing else, I'm gonna go get some rest.
I'm all good. See you in the morning.
with that, he turns and strides into the other room, and you hear the door close. And that's, unless any of you want to do an active perception, that's what you hear from him for the evening.
Nah. Let Caden have a good time with his family.
So what do you guys want to do now? You are in this, frankly, but quite small room. And yeah, you have an assortment of odd chairs. There's the fire has some low embers in it currently. And there is a kitchen-ish area.
Is there, like, food?
Yep.
Zaltanna's gonna eat.
Do you prepare food for yourself or for everyone?
Myself.
You find ample food.
I'll make myself a burger.
Okay.
Is there stuff to make a burger, like some sort of really meaty sandwich?
It's more like a sloppy Joe.
You can make yourself a sandwich with meat in it.
Fuck yes. I'm making myself a sandwich.
Meat
I'm hungry.
of unknown origin.
Let's say, yeah, let's go with unknown origin because I'd have to explain the animals in this world.
Take a wisdom saving check to see if you die from it.
Whether it's wise not to eat unknown meat, the general answer is no. But yeah, you find something that looks suspiciously, I don't know, let's say it's goat. You find yourself some goat. You cook it up and you have yourself a nice goaty burger, I guess.
Goat burgers. Delicious. Absolutely the yummiest.
Rajak, what are you up to?
Rhal's going to take some of the bindings and unravel some of them from his legs and start putting them on his wrists where he fucked himself up pretty good trying to get out of his manacles. They're not bleeding anymore because he's taken some magical healing, but they're still messed up.
There would be like looking around the kitchen area. You could be able to find like some ointments that you could use should you need them, just to help the healing process a little. He's got like the everyday man's first aid kit sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't think Rhal's going to go through his stuff.
Rhal, if you'd like, I can take care of that for you.
He kind of looks up. It's fine.
Are you sure?
I'm used to sleeping these things off.
Be a lot quicker than letting it heal naturally.
You know, I used to have to pay quite a bit of gold for magical healing when I needed it.
No, this is free of charge because I'll have it all back in the morning.
He kind of smiles at you.
So is that a yes, or are you going to just stand there smiling at me?
I guess, if you are offering.
All right. Stand still and let me see the damage.
He holds his wrists out.
Balance walks up, places his hands over the injuries, closes his eyes, and he is going to use 2 psi points for his psionic restoration.
Wowee.
The
Okey-dokey.
cure their mend wounds. So you get back 2d8 HPs. So you get 13 HPs back.
That is enough for max health. He looks a lot better.
Yeah, so you guys basically see, like looking down at your wrist as he's doing this, you see the muscles begin to knit themselves together, the flesh kind of like bind itself back together and reach out and pull itself, and the skin eventually just begins to pull itself together and heal over, and it's almost as if there's no scar there at all.
Thanks. I owe you one, I guess.
Oh, consider it payment for doing me the favor earlier.
Right. Sorry I lied about the blood earlier.
Oh, yes, of course. I kind of assumed as much.
Can't show weakness, you know. Not in there. Not me.
I understand. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go in the corner and do some reading.
Okay. You go over and find the pile of books, and in there you find that there are like not exactly a young child's like reading material. These kind of stories aimed kind of like the older teen sort of thing. And you also find a fair few very, very basic spell books. Some of them look kind of old. Some of them are very new, and some of them are like workbook spell books, so kind of like taking you through exercises and fill this in here and try and test that. And you can see you can see that there are like scrawled in the margins various notes written in common, like must flick wrist right, mutter this under breath kind of thing. You see this kind of like scrawled all over this kind of workbook.
It's cute. Balance is going to pretend to just read in the corner. But he wants to test the limits of this unity spell that has been placed on us.
Of course. Are you going to inform the others this is what you're doing?
No.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything in terms of like trying to communicate. I want to see if I can sense the well-being and location of the others.
Okay. Right, let me figure out exactly what kind of check I'll make you make for that.
Sure.
So RP-wise, what are you thinking you're doing?
I imagine it being like my telepathy where I'm reaching out and touching other people's minds. But instead of it being for communication, it's more of like a mental like ping on a map sort of thing to see where they are, and then also like in a similar sense checking how they're doing health-wise.
Okay. Since all of your abilities are based off of intellect, and that's because it's related to the fact that you're a psionic, not a magic user.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna let you make an intellect check, but it's gonna be a disadvantage because this is a spell and not a psychic matter.
Fair. All right. Disadvantage intelligence check. Go. That's a 10.
You try, but all you seem to do is occasionally drop words into their heads. So, like, Zaltanna and Rhal, you can occasionally hear, like, the odd hello going off in your minds. And at one point, Caden opens the door and looks out into the corner. It's like, can you just stop that, please? And he goes back into the room, closes the door.
Balance looks super embarrassed and is like, sorry about that, guys. While I might have psychic abilities, I'm still learning a few things, and whatever this bonding thing is that we had to go through doesn't quite work the same way.
Don't do that again. Please.
Balance is going to specifically project into Zaltanna's mind and be like, don't do what again?
I will cut you.
I would prefer you didn't. So with that, then, good nights. And Balance is just going to lay down and go to sleep to try to preserve some of his dignity.
Dignity gone.
Right, I'm
okay.
going to be meditating, not sleeping, but...
Yeah, doing the elf thing. Okay, so, Zaltanna, what are you up to, my darling?
Eating, being annoyed at Balance, sleep.
Okay, I'll get back to you in a minute. And Rhal, are you doing anything in particular, or are you also just going to curl up on the floor?
Yep, he's going to curl up on the floor, kind of off, probably away from everybody in a corner, face the wall.
Okay.
Need some alone time.
That's fine. Okay, everyone eventually drifts off into sleep or into meditation, peaceful meditation. Zaltanna, you drift off into a very deep sleep. Ever since the removal of your anti-magic bracelet, you've been kind of feeling that spark of divinity that you haven't felt in quite a while, about 5 odd years since you've been in prison. It's kind of coming through a bit stronger, and as you go off to sleep, you kind of almost feel a divine like entity wrap itself around you as you begin to drift onto sleep. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Okay. That is a 6.
Excellent. You definitely failed.
Yup.
Yup. Screwed that one.
Just not making good rolls today.
You get smitten by your god. You take 1 jillion damage.
Okay.
As you nod off to sleep, you feel your connection with the divine more than you have in a very, very long time. And you drift off to sleep, and it's probably, you're very much in the depth of your dreams. What does Zaltanna dream about?
Odette.
Okay. Yes, so that actually makes this kind of interesting. I'm going to offer you something. Would you like to do this in the form of a flashback? This is a memory.
Sure.
Do you want one?
I would love that.
Okay.
Doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo.
Okay. This is shortly after you have saved that family, the one we had right back in your backstory. At this time, you are both camping outside. Tuck and Elise have gone off to be Tuck and Elise, and Benno is kind of on watch, another little group, and he seems to be making a big arcing circle, and it's just the two of you, and Odette is curled up, head on your shoulder, looking up at the stars, sort of thing. And it's ever since she did whatever it is that she did with the woman back there, she hasn't really ever said all that much. And she kind of looks up at the stars and she says, I think when this is all done, I think we should settle down. You and me, just somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I mean, we could have a home. We could have... I know we can't, but I know what I want to do. I want to own an orphanage. I want to help people. I want to help kids with no one to look after them. I mean, if their mama died, then there'd be no one. They're just their dad, and he wasn't doing too well either.
And maybe we could adopt one.
I'd love that. I mean, is that what you... I mean, having a kid's a big responsibility. Is that... I mean, an orphanage is one thing, but a kid to call your own. And you want to do that with me?
I would love to.
She smiles at you. And then the world begins to fade out. This isn't part of your memory. The world begins to fade out around you, and you feel the ground beneath you, again, just fizzle out of existence, and you only have that kind of warm feeling of Odette lying on your shoulder, and you realise that you're kind of standing up now, and she's pushing herself away from you, and she takes a few steps back. You see her body react, as if something is hitting her. You see her head being snapped to one side, and being snapped to the other side. You see her double over, and you see her look up at you, and then it fizzles out. And you're standing there in darkness, blackness, all alone. And you feel that divine spark again, one that you hadn't felt in quite a while. And you hear a single word. Please. And then you wake up.
She wakes up in a cold sweat.
It's particularly dark in the room. You can see the elf meditating in one corner. You can see Rajat lying against the other. And you see a pair of eyes about, you see a pair of eyes in the crack in the door between where you are and Caden's room.
Hello?
Hi.
Who's there?
She takes a little step out, and you can see there's this little lash she has. She has Caden's dark curly hair, and it's down to her shoulders, and she's wearing this kind of very threadbare nightshirt, which kind of goes down to her ankles. I'm Tayless. Hi.
Oh no, honey, you shouldn't be in here.
It's okay, Daddy doesn't know he's asleep. He's snoring really deeply.
Yeah, but sweetie, your dad's been really good to us, and I she's got tears in her eyes, especially because she was just dreaming about wanting a kid with Odette. And she's like, you should go back. There's probably a reason your dad doesn't want you to be around us.
Yeah, Daddy says that's your kind of good people that did bad things or bad people that good things. To be honest, I wasn't really listening. I just thought it was really cool we had guests. I'm really annoyed that he wouldn't let me come out and see anyone because I can do these really cool magic tricks. And she kind of like does that small kid like running over thing, like overly exaggerated sneaky steps. And she like sits down in front of you, says, I'm going to be a really powerful wizard one day, and I'm going to learn how to solve crimes and mysteries, but I have to learn how to ask questions and do magic first. Do you want to see a magic trick?
Yes.
I can do this. I mean, Daddy showed me how to do it, and she puts her hands together in exactly the same way that Caden did and pulls them apart, and you can see these very childish kind of paper roses that appear just in front of her, and you see like a little small glow in each of the petals, or like a faint red color, and then they disappear out. She can't hold the illusion for very long.
It's kind of like what your dad can do.
Daddy's a much better wizard than I am. But he doesn't like it when I call him a wizard. He says he's not a wizard, but he is. He's a superhero. He can do magic things.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, he's a superhero.
Do you have superpowers?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, I'm really bad. Oh, man. What's your name? I'm Talis.
Zaltanna.
Zaltanna. Can I call you Tana or Zalt or something? Because Zaltanna's a big word.
How about Anna?
Anna. Okay. I'll call you Anna. That's cool. And then you hear a cough in from the other room. Talis. And he tips his head, and the girl opens her eyes really bright. Like, uh-oh, rabbit in headlights, look. Bye. And she skitters back towards the room, and Kalis just can't help but smile as she runs past, tousles her hair, and shuts the door behind them.
Aww.
And unless there is anything else, that's probably the extent of your night, I'm afraid.
Aww. Cute.
So, is there anyone, because you only meditate for 4 hours, right?
Yep.
All right, is there anything you want to do?
All right. So out of character here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to warn you that this is for the sake of RP integrity and because I think it's funny as hell. So Balance, after getting out of his meditative trance, is going to stand up, see that Zaltanna and Rhal are still asleep, and at this point, early in the morning, nobody else is probably awake. He's going to go into the little kitchen area and try to somehow put together a breakfast for himself, but he has no clue what he's doing.
Okay.
He knows what the end result looks like, but he doesn't know the steps to get there.
I don't know what kind of check to make you cook.
Cookie check.
Survival?
Sorry? Survival. Yeah, let's go with survival. Let's do it.
All right.
I like that.
Difficulty's going to be hard.
I got a 7.
All right. So you attempt to cook some sort of eggs or something. You find some eggs. You find some meat. You find a pan. You put them all in. Yeah, you put them all in the pan. Obviously, other than the pan, because the pan is the pan. You put the meat in. You put the eggs in, and you guys you awaken to charring smell. Like there's a fire going on, and you can see that Balance is struggling to contain this small fire that has started in this pan. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, no, this was not how it's supposed to come out. This does not smell edible. Shit! He's like furiously patting at the fire with like a piece of cloth or something like that to like try to smother it.
Screw it, the cloth also sets on fire.
Oh my god.
Shit!
Is there a window?
Yeah, there's a window by the door. Yeah.
Can I take these things and throw them out the window?
On fire?
It's outside, right? I'm not,
Yeah.
well, I don't
Is there-
want to throw them
is
into
there a
bushes.
bucket of water?
Is it like streets outside?
Yeah, there'd be a bucket of water around here somewhere, yeah.
somewhere, yeah, but like you got a fire going. You don't want to like take a lot of time looking for that. I just want it out of the fucking house.
Okay. Rorschach runs over, grabs the pan, and you're just going to throw it out the window?
Now, I can look out the window first. Is it going to land in like a flammable bush, or is it just
No.
streets?
So the room outside, the area outside is the street that you guys walked along before. It's quite a narrow street.
If it's streets, yeah, he'll throw them outside.
Are they dusty streets?
No, because there was a lot of rain, like the blood rain that came down earlier.
Oh, so they're wet streets?
They're not exactly wet anymore, but they're not dusty. Let's put it like that. All right, so you chuck out. Are you chucking out the entire pan or everything just in the pan?
He'll dump the pan over.
Oh, okay, just turning over.
Yeah.
Okay, you dump the pan outside, outside the window, and all the contents fall to the ground, still on fire. The kind of the fluid that you use to start to help the cooking process just kind of spreads out even more and ignites even further.
Oh my!
So there is a small, proper burning area outside the window of this house.
I'm gonna look for water.
Yeah, there's a couple of like containers of water around.
I'm gonna take a container of water, go outside, and put out the fire.
Okay. Do you know what? This is funny. This is a hilarious way to end the episode. Take a survival check for me.
I fucking cannot. You idiots.
It's not a difficult check. I'll throw that out there, but it'd be funny if you fail.
Oh my god.
What?
I hate
Wow.
this.
Oh.
Wow.
You pick up like a very small container of water.
This is what I deserve.
You step outside. You open the door. No, you just basically pour the water out through the window the same way everything else has gone. But that really wasn't enough water. The oil is spreading across the street. What do you guys want to do now?
No.
What are you guys gonna do now? There are plenty of water. There is more water around
I hate
here.
all of this.
Balance is gonna be like, fuck it, and he's gonna send out a mental ping to Caden and be like, Caden, a little bit of help, please.
We started a fire. You invited 3 murderers into your home and we just started a fucking fire.
Caden opens the door. He looks like he's
terrible idea.
He's just like doing up his belt sash sort of thing. And he walks out and he's like, what? Oh God. What are you doing? Don't just stand there. Get some water, damn it. And he points out like the bigger portions of water that are around. And he runs over and grabs one and he's like, help. And he takes one of the bigger ones and like backs up through the door.
Balance is gonna grab one and help.
I will also do that.
Okay. Oh my God. It takes you guys a little time to put out this fire. But it seems to be mostly put out. And so who's helping? Who's standing inside? Or?
Balance is helping.
I'm helping.
Okay. Rorschach, are you assisting in this?
He's not good at heavy lifting. Is it heavy?
No. You can grab some of the smaller containers of water should you wish.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I just imagine a big thing of water and I'm like, nah.
Just make sure you don't grab oil.
Yeah, just don't grab oil. I'm going to go with the fact that Caden has pointed out where this ferrous water is. And between the 4 of you, you managed to put out this fire. Oh my God. And you become aware that Cassandra is eyeing you all rather suspiciously and angry through the window of her place. And then as she sees you guys, and as she makes eye contact with any one of you, she'll just like pull the curtain aside and just hear her tusking under her breath. What happened? Why?
Zaltanna points at Valence.
I'm terribly sorry. I was trying to make breakfast.
How do you really was she not joking? Do you really not know how to cook?
You know where I'm from.
Fucking spoiled rich boy.
You know my upbringing. I thought this was. I was trying to make an effort, but
I don't.
Sorry.
Okay. We new rule. We had one rule, which is you mess with my family, I kill you. The new rule is you do not ever cook in my house again.
I think it best if I just don't cook in general.
Yeah, never let Balance
Just
cook again.
Not in my house. Just not here. Don't set fire to my street.
Sorry.
God.
I can go buy some breakfast if you'd like.
I'm
really only good with one thing, and that's money.
Okay. He kind of like purses his lip as if he's trying not to tell you off and laugh at the same time. I have to fix Taylor's breakfast. Just go sit down. Damn it.
Oh, okay. Balance sits down and again looks embarrassed as fuck.
All right. And he makes breakfast for you all. And he takes Taylor, he makes each of you some sort of breakfast of whatever remains of eggs there may be left in the larder. Notices there's very little oil and tusks again, and he pulls out some meat. And he goes makes you a very kind of, it's not a great breakfast, but it's damn sight better than grits. Damn sight better than the porridge gruel that you've been having. And he served this up for you. He leaves it on the counter, and he takes a bowl of this into the little room. And then about 10, 15 minutes later, you see Caden, completely dressed now, no longer just like trying to still do his straps up. And you see Talus, who is standing, I would say starts off standing shyly behind him, but that probably lasts all of about 2 seconds as she realizes there's people in the house to talk to. And he puts her hands on her shoulder as she tries to run forward and say hello to everyone. It's like, this is Talus, this is Zaltanna and Balance, and this is Rhal.
Rhal smiles.
Well, hello there, Talus. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Zaltanna like wiggles her fingers hello.
So are you going to be guests here forever? And she looks up at her dad. It's like, it would be really cool if they stayed here because then we'd have lots of people to talk to. And he looks down at her, bit of a frown, just shakes his head. Like, we will talk about this. And we should get ready to go.
Right.
Right.
You can leave most of your stuff here. I mean, if you don't want to take your bedrolls, then leave them here until we can find something more official.
I'll keep everything in my backpack. I prefer to be well prepared now.
Okay.
Rhal doesn't have things, so.
Talus, I understand you're a fan of magic, right?
Yeah, I'm learning how to be a wizard. I'm going to the Witches' Lodge. The Witches' Society today.
Cool. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
You like it?
So do
you like your dad? You like to do magic tricks?
I can do lots of. I'm going to learn to be a wizard, and at this point, Caden is kind of like shuffling you all out of the door and like begins to like walking you in the streets. Like, oh, I've got all of them. God's sake! He just genuinely looked like a father of four on his own. Like, come on, this is not right. And the little lass like looks up at you and she says, I can do magic. Can you do magic?
I can do a little bit, yes. As he's being ushered out the door.
Yeah, it's like you know, if Caden was the sort of person to remember to pack lunch for you all, you'd all have little brown paper bags with lunch in it. But he really is like shuffling you all out and closing the door behind him, and So yeah, I can do some magic. So, I mean, what can you do magic? Are you a superhero too?
I am.
What can you do?
All right, and Balance is gonna, very similar to how Caden did it the night before, he's gonna put his hands together and then pull it away and have the bunch of intertwined roses.
Wow, that's really cool. Can you make your blade like flamey?
No,
I've seen Daddy do that before.
I can't do that one, unfortunately, but I can do something else.
What?
I can do this, and he's gonna use his telepathy and in her mind go, "Hey there."
That's really weird. It's really cool, but it's really weird.
It's definitely something different.
My teacher, he's teaching me how to do this sort of thing, but I haven't quite mastered it yet.
Well, I'm sure you'll get it in time. If you're anything like your daddy, I'm sure you'll have it no problem.
As you say this, you notice that you are standing outside of a building. He's walked you from the kind of back streets towards this particularly large stone building. And it's fairly early in the morning still. You kind of did wake him somewhat earlier than he was expecting. There's not really been anyone in the streets to meet you, but the few that you have seen, Rajak especially, you notice that they tend to see you and turn away pretty consistently. And if any of you are feeling particularly actively perceptive, you can probably notice that too. But the little lass doesn't seem to care too much, and she's happily just chatting away with your self-balance. And you find yourselves outside this 2-story stone building. The roof is a variety of slates, that kind of stuff. It looks like there are balconies on the sides of the building on the second floor. And you've got these steps, and there is a large double wooden door there, which is one side of this double door is open, allowing people through. And you can see the beaded curtain to allow the breeze through. It's beginning to get warm already, even at this time of morning. And Caden just ushers all of you through, and he picks up Talus. He gives her a big hug, and he pushes her towards one side of the building, which looks like there are other children filtering around and beginning to turn up early, and they seem to be happily talking at one another and babbling in a variety of different languages, not just common. And Caden turns to look at the rest of you, says, we're going to be meeting with Demi. I've just got to, we just need to find her. Inside this building, you can see that off to the right-hand side there's a door which all the little ones seem to be streaming into. You can see that there is a desk with a rather bored-looking human male behind it, and you can see that there are an inordinate amount of plant pots around here. And you can see that there are a couple of younger students wandering around with books and whatnot and discussing various things. And you can notice there are a couple of these kind of older mages in this room as well. So they're kind of just looking, some of them quite disapprovingly of what's going around. But you see there's a variety of different races here. There's humans, elves, dwarves, halflings, etc., etc. And you also note that off to the left-hand side there is another equally ornate doorway off to the left, where you kind of assume that the bulk of this building is, and there is an alcove room behind the desk. And yeah, this is what you guys see.
So where are we supposed to be going?
Well, maybe we should check in with the guy at the... Wait, I'm in charge. I'm going to check in with the guy at the desk. Come. And he kind of ushers you all towards the desk in that kind of still like paternal way that he kind of hasn't really dropped since Taylor's has turned up.
Whatever you say, Chief.
And the kind of bored-looking guy behind the desk like looks up as like, what? And Caden gives Balance a nudge, like, you go on, it's your favor. Go for it.
I'm sorry, it's my what now?
It's your three's favor. Go for it. You got this.
Okay then. Balance steps forward and says, good morning. We're here to see Demi in regards to a favor that we owe her, apparently.
Oh, yeah. She's upstairs. Want to be careful, though. She's in a bit of a mood.
In a bit of a mood, how?
Well, I think she's had some sort of, I don't know, letter. Seems very distraught and unhappy. I mean, after all the shit that went yesterday, what's the letter to Warrior? But what do I know? Seems to be chewing on something. I should go up there, but definitely advise knocking. She's upstairs and on the right. Big room, can't miss it.
Very well, thank you. Good morning. And then he just starts walking in that direction.
As you begin to like walk away, you see this like particularly bored kid's eyes just kind of like glow a little bit blue, and then they drop down again. And he's like, "No, she come in." And he sits back again, like just like begins to like put his head on his hand and lean on the desk, like another day, another dollar sort of thing.
That's someone who does not like his job.
Yep. Someone who's clearly had enough of this shit. And yeah, you guys are, I assume you're going to go straight there?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, you go through the set of doors on the left, and you find yourself in a corridor of sorts, and there's a staircase directly to your right. But the corridor ahead of you, there are doors like, every couple of 20, 30 foot or something, and you can see people streaming in and out. And everyone take perception checks for me.
Sure.
14.
I got to 10. Because I just can't roll very well tonight.
Nope.
9. Yeah, you're rolling badly.
Everyone who's 10 and above, you notice that there are a lot of
Fuck you, Casey.
okay, so 10 and above, you notice that there are some people who have are clearly some sort of sorcerers rather than directly wizards. Their magic is more innate, and you can tell this because those kind of sorcerers tend to have weird things happening around them, and there seem to be an inordinate amount of sorcerers here, trying to control their wild magics, you would assume. And on your 14, do you learn anything else? Yeah, on a 14, as you guys begin to make your way up the stairs, Rorschach probably being one of the last up other than Caden, you notice that one of the men walks out, picks up this plant pot, have a bit of a look at it, and then throws it against the wall, and then you just see this human male appear as if when the plant pot is broken.
I didn't see it, so I can't ask questions.
I didn't see anything.
You didn't see anything. You saw nothing on a 9, I'm afraid.
I'm blind.
No. You make your way upstairs. I wish you'd gotten a 15 because you'd have learned something even funnier, but that's fine. You make your way upstairs. This kind of staircase goes up and zigs again. And you find yourself in the kind of the attic space. And on the left-hand side, you see that there is, as you get up there, you see that there is a single door on the left and a single door on the right. It seems to almost evenly split this kind of attic space in half between the two different rooms.
Gentleman said that it was on the right. Right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Right.
He might have said left. I don't remember. I think right.
Yeah.
Let's go with right.
Yeah, he said right.
Neil can fix it in edit, right?
He said, I'll fix it now. He said right.
Okay.
Okay.
just like say right by itself, and he can if you said left accidentally, he can just cut it and it'll be like, it's the room to the right.
The room on the right. Nailed it. See? Nailed it.
So Balance goes up to the door on the right and just...
The door just swings open. And ahead of you, you can see a particularly large room. It literally is half of the size downstairs of the general layout. You can see the ceiling is sloping. It's a proper attic style room. You can see there's a bed off in one corner. Looks a bit threadbare, definitely unmade. Let's say that. You can see that there are clothes kind of strewn everywhere. You can see that there are desks and there's at least 2 desks in here and a series of particularly comfortable looking chairs. There's quite a lot of drawer space and cabinets, etc. in here, and quite a lot of knickknacks lying across the place. And you find Demi, who is sitting cross-legged on one of these kind of chairs, just sitting at a table. And you can see that there are a couple of letters strewn about, and you can see that there's a couple of there's a plant sitting by the bed, and there is, what else could you learn? What else could you see? You can see this room. There's a lot of evidence of scorch marks, and you can see even now from various places you can see glowing magical runes sort of spread all across the place. This is what you see when you walk in.
Ooh.
Is Demi paying attention to us, or does she look like she's in a meditative trance?
She's definitely not in a meditative trance. She seems to be intently studying a letter, and her brow is quite furrowed, and you can see her jaw is kind of a little bit clenched. Take an insight check.
All right. Maybe I'll finally get it this time.
Nope,
that's a 9.
You.
That's a 9.
I don't believe in you.
I don't believe in me either at this point.
I don't believe in any of us anymore.
Yeah, you can just see the physical reactions of her face. We can't really tell what's going on so much with her. As I walk in, Caden kind of we're here for whatever you need. I'm just here to keep an eye on them and facilitate their work, whatever this favor is. So you might as well, balance Rajak, Zaltanna. You should find out what she needs. I'm not going to be with you for everything. I don't think I have to. There are things I have to set up for you today. So I'll be here for this, but then you're on your own. I know where you are. So. And he takes a chair in the corner and he pulls out a notepad and he pulls out a piece of charcoal, thin piece of charcoal, like a pencil. Pulls out a pencil, nailed it. And Demi looks up and she kind of like puts the letter to one side and, right, so how's it going?
Good morning.
Please, sit down. I mean, no need to be all official or anything here, so, well, no, we have to be official. It's official business. Well, mostly official, kind of. Please sit down.
Right. Balance is going to very specifically make sure he avoids any of the runes.
That's probably a good idea. Yep.
Rhal's going to sit anywhere that's closest to where he is standing at that moment.
By the door.
Sure.
To be fair, the closest chair would probably be at the table that Demi is sitting at. To be fair, okay. There's 2 chairs there. You'd have to just go grab another one and put it over. Again, there's a real mishmash of furniture in here. So some of them are like a really kind of plush chairs and some of them are just hardback wooden chairs, that kind of thing. She seems to have no real care for what's going on.
Yeah, I pull over just any chair.
Cool. Right, so that favor that I kind of need, we kind of need. Well, Falsum needs. So Falsum needs your help, and I could go do it, but I kind of have other things to be getting on with. What with there are things. So I have some contacts, and after the shitstorm happened yesterday, there are a lot of people that I don't know if you know, but there's an ancient sewer system, but below Falsum, and some of the people who have not enough money or that kind of stuff, they tend to live down there and congregate, or people who just don't like the public so much, so they tend to congregate down there. But there's something that has, like, ever since the big ground shaking incident has broken apart the sewer, and there is apparently something with big nasty teeth or webs or lots of legs, maybe one leg. I don't remember the specifics. You'll have to. Well, I've notes here somewhere, and she begins to like search through her desk, search through the table, and she pulls out this paper with some scrawlings on it. It's like, oh, right, yes. So there's a big creature down there, and it seems to be chasing down the people inside the sewer. And it's a big, horrible creature, and they can't fight it. And there are some very proficient magic users and fighters down there, but I don't really have time to go down and check it out myself. But it's definitely something to do with this, and it was a ground-shaking event which happened with the apocalypse kind of thing, and we very much appreciate it if you could go down there and either deal with the creature or find out where this creature came from.
Okay. Where is the entrance to this?
The sewers? Or the crack in the wall?
Both?
No, to the underground sewers.
Well, no, I'd like to answer to both.
Oh, well, I don't know where the crack in the wall is because I didn't get very specific details. All I mostly got was, we're dying. So I don't really know exactly where it is, but I know it's down there somewhere. And apparently they said it'll be obvious, but, I didn't get all the details because they were, say, panicking and scared and all that good stuff. And it came to me like, fairly shortly after the incident. So, but yeah, the entrance to sewers, you can find them. Well, there's one at the back here, but it's kind of more like a 60-foot sheer drop into the sewer, so that wouldn't be very safe. There's another one just outside the monastery that you could try. That's in the back of that, so you could try going through there. It involves going slightly into the earth dark, but you only have to be there for a little while. And then I think there's another one near the prison that you could try.
Okay. Kill the thing
with the unspecified number of legs.
Yeah, that one. But if you can find wherever this creature came from, it would be really good because the sewer systems here are almost as old as Falsum itself. It's very old and very ancient, and if there is something that has been accidentally cracked open, we might be in a bit of trouble. So I think you should go check that out too.
All right.
Okay then. It's not like we're in a position to say no, so.
Exactly. You can't say no, and I need you to say yes. So congratulations, you have a job.
Hello, everyone. Rhal here, voiced by Neil. Ooh, it was a long day, huh? Fisty tried to ruin my breakfast. Lindgren has a pretty nasty punch on him these days. Almost as nasty as mine. They tried to stab me. I did damage to myself and passed out. They tried to hang me. Hurt myself trying to get out of the manacles. The magic trick she did was very painful. So ready to be moving on. Even if everyone outside hates me. But if you don't hate the show, go leave a review. That helps us out quite a bit. We love to hear from you guys on Twitter. You can find us at TLDpod. Again, very special thanks to the Spark Network for having us. You can find more information about the shows at thespark.network. Special thanks to Jason Basil for the art. Thank you so much for listening. We seriously do love hearing from you guys, so please do stop by and say hi. I know I said there was going to be bloopers. There hasn't been any bloopers. There's some bloopers here for you at the end of this episode if you want to stay tuned for those. Sorry if we're too goddamn good and I don't have any mistakes, you know? But seriously, thanks for listening. We will see you next time. The Spark Network. Imagine what your idea can do.
Welcome back, minions, to the Lucky Die. Previously, Balance learns more about his situation. Rhal passes out after witnessing magic, and Zaltanna meets a woman with hooves and horns.
Neil!
Don't laugh!
What, passing out after... You act like it stressed him out a lot. No, he took 9 damage and died. Come on.
I hate you so much, Neil.
I couldn't let that slide. Come on. 9 damage.
Well, listen, maybe if Rhal wasn't such a little bitch.
He's not a little bitch. He's taken 6 damage twice today. Thank you.
Well, maybe you should stop being a damage
And then
magnet.
I took even more damage with the manacles. So yeah, I've had low HP, thanks. I only had 2 at the time. So 9 was a little bit more than I had. Excuse me.
Oh my god, you were 1 point off of insta-death.
It was
if you only
close.
had 2 HP at the time. Okay, I'm going to take my headset off. You're going to laugh at me again. It's going to put me off.
I'm not going to say anything. You go ahead and say whatever mean things you're going to say that are not true.
Okay.
Say even meaner things.
I'll tell you what, I'll rephrase that, shall I?
Okay. You make it seem like you got real scared of it and didn't take, you just passed out. What the fuck?
I might have to genuinely take my headset off. I'm laughing too much at this. Thank you guys so much.
Oh my god.
I'm getting through this. Fuck you guys. All right. Welcome back, minions, to the Lucky Die. Previously, Balance learns more about his situation. Rhal passes out. Oh my god.
What the I didn't even do it.
That's it. I'm not doing this anymore.
Anything.
I'm recording this separately. I cannot do this. I genuinely hate you guys.
I didn't do it.
You did.
Just say it wasn't you.
It wasn't me.